Yogis from the past, from the present, from the future. Is this transmission getting through?
Logos on the track.
The yoga revolution will not be on Instagram. I say not be on Instagram. The yoga revolution will be live. What is up, everybody? This is Ian Kadanak, aka The Revolutionary Yogi from SavvyZen.com, here today with another live presentation on why Instagram bots can save yoga. Does everyone remember that annoying Instagram era where you would get followed by people, then they'd immediately unfollow you, and it would happen every day? You were getting your post spam with dumb comments. What a terrible time, right? And now that, back in the day, you were able to follow 1,000 people a day and then unfollow 1,000 people a day. And you could do that every single day. And if, let's say you got 100 of those people followed you every day. If there's 365 days of the year and you do that, then suddenly you have 30,000 followers in the course of the year. And if you do that for 6 or 7 years, you have hundreds of thousands of followers. Most people didn't do this by hand. Most people did this Instagram bots. But now, around 2018, Instagram started putting bots on lockdown. They started changing the numbers that you could follow and unfollow every day. You can follow a couple hundred people a day right now, but you have to do it spaced out, and then you can only unfollow like 100 or 200 people a day. So suddenly the numbers have been skewed. And you may be wondering, why is this bad? The reason why this is bad, ladies and gentlemen, is that the powers that be in yoga, the yoga celebrities, the yoga influencers, are not doing shit. Their content is not moving the community toward enlightenment, toward higher consciousness. And in a second, I am going to show you the definition of enlightenment, the stepping stones to enlightenment. This is not New Age story time where everyone has their own truth. This is not solipsism. That we live in an objective and a subjective world. There are objective, immutable truths that exist. And if you don't believe that, then, and we're not even talking about gravity, not even scientific laws, we're talking cause and effect, rhythm, polarity. And if you don't believe in these universal principles, then you are not going to be able to ascend the staircase to higher consciousness. Fact. So let's go over the rubric. And in this presentation, I am going to look at yoga's top influencers and question if their content matches the rubric. So let's look right now. There is an article on SavvyZen.com where I go into a lot, where I, flesh some of this stuff out. And let's talk about what is real enlightenment. And this is just a starting point, but let's talk about it. A good starting point, I will change that, is having a mastery of Hatha, Raja, and Bhakti yoga. Hatha yoga being the 8 limbs of yoga, the traditional Ashtanga yoga or Patanjali's yoga. Okay. And what's so funny about that is that the yoga world is still stuck on limb number 3. We're still stuck in asana land. None of these people we're about to see are teaching pranayama techniques. None of them are teaching meditation techniques. If they are, they're just dumb guided meditation techniques. They're not doing dhyana and dhanarana. And we'll get into that in a second. Then we have Raja yoga, which is the next step after Hatha yoga. After you've mastered samadhi, you move on to Raja yoga. Do you know that? After you've mastered Raja yoga, the royal yoga, you move on to Bhakti yoga, which is the yoga of devotion. And these are things that you are a lifetime of work, but they can be mastered. You can achieve these things, but you can't. Asana is like 3%, 1% even when you look at the whole totality of yoga. So then second, you need to master the 4 Western arts of divination, being astrology, tarot, numerology, and Kabbalah. And then probably some of the Western occult magic ritualistic stuff. Because yoga is the creation and flow of energy. And it is one side of spirituality, the other side being the use and management of the energy, what we would call Western occultism or magic with a K. And astrology, tarot, numerology, and Kabbalah don't work on their own. They have to all be connected. And when you connect them, they all start to make more sense. And even though I'm calling them arts of divination, divination isn't what matters. You learn astrology, tarot, numerology, and the Kabbalah because they tell a story. They reveal consciousness. They reveal how energy moves down. They reveal the human cycle and the energetic cycles running this universe. But we will get into that at a later time. I have some big surprises for you guys soon on that. So then, number 3, a decent knowledge of philosophy, psychoanalytical thought, and critical theory, among many other things. But just as a baseline, you need to know a lot. You have no idea what's going on if you don't understand the arguments that have been going on in philosophy forever. Most people on Instagram, these influencers, are giving pseudo-Kantian aphorisms, and they don't even know who Kant is. They have no idea what that means. Kant figured this shit out in a lot better way 250 years ago, and he didn't even have technology. But we're moving into the archaic revival, everybody. So then maintaining a relationship of sacred reciprocity with nature, which you cultivate daily. And this is, once again, moving into a higher plane of thinking, moving out of the self, the Maya Enlightenment moving out of religion and moving back toward nature. Because nature, some would say, is the revealing of God's unconscious or spirit's unconsciousness in the earth to realize itself. We'll get into that later too. A philosopher, Schelling, who is a colleague of Hegel, who were descendants of Kant's lineage of thinking, and who inspired Nietzsche, who then inspired basically all of human thought of that. Once again, if you don't know what's going on, you don't know what's going on. If you don't know the source, it's hard to really understand. And then number 5, building the communication, social, and life skills to spread what you learn to help others. And this is just important, being a good human being, being a sociable and likable human being so that you can spread this information and people are going to enjoy it. I'm hoping that right now I'm connecting with you. You can send me a message anytime you want. We can talk anytime you want, and there's an open line of communication, and that's what I'm trying to do here on SavvyZen.com. So now that we have this rubric about certain areas that can help in enlightenment, and these people don't need to have every area covered, right? But just one area covered, maybe. So let's hop into the influencers. So I'm on Feedspot.com, top 250 Instagram influencers most followed in 2020. So a lot of these people I've either, I've met before or know people who've met them or done a workshop with them. And everyone in here is pretty nice, but they are keeping the corporate structure alive because we have to live in obscurity now because we can't get bots to elevate us. It's pretty crazy because no matter what we do, Instagram wants these people right here, this list right here, they want them to thrive. They don't want us to thrive because if we started to thrive, if the global revolution started to happen, if people learned those tenets, we would have a mass exodus off Instagram. We would not spend any time on Instagram because we would be creating our own personal websites, starting things in our local communities, and moving on to other forms of social media that aren't advertising and monetary based. So we'll just look at the top 5 real fast. I don't even know who Hannah Howler is, but we'll see. So Laura Sciorra, I took a workshop with her a couple years ago. It was just like a fun class, and she was very nice. So we're just going to click on a random post. What is she saying? This is totally a gratuitous fitness shot, and I'm just going with it. Don't forget you can get 20% off your Ala Yoga by using the code Laura20. Oh my gosh. And look at this. Yoga Chai Girl says, holy amazing quads. This is a post advertising Alo Yoga, which is a multi-billion-dollar company for leggings that nobody needs. This is the most influential person. This person is representing yoga to beginners. This is setting the axiomatic template of what's going on. Let's pick another random post. We'll do right side this time. Okay, here we go. They're doing something weird here. Okay, what is the time? And I tried to be like, okay, so we have workout. So here we go again. Let's do left side. Sometimes the best way to learn to transition is to slow down so you can experience what it feels like. I wish I had learned this. Okay, we have a semblance of information. All right, that's not really helping us. Um, like I said, I don't think Laura's going to give us anything on this. Look, I mean, we can go through everything. There's zero substance here. There's not even Asana videos. This is just like, we're not even getting stuff. We're just getting like photos. All right. So let's move on to a lot of people's favorite person, Kino McGregor. And Kino is maybe one of the people that has, we're going to pick a random one right here. Here we go. It's winter. It was -3 Celsius this morning. Not so, okay, so stuff about her retreat. And Kino is an interesting person because I've read her primary series book, her intermediate series book for Ashtanga Vinyasa Yoga, and she's got good information. She's smart. She's on point with a lot of things, but overall, I feel like she's been lost in the facade. She's been lost in this weird world in marketing. Maybe she just doesn't research or understand so many things or doesn't want to continue, but it seems like the Miami Beach lifestyle has for sure gotten to her and like everyone else in here. Let's back bends are as much about strength as they are about flexibility. Learn to build. So we have some information here, but it's a 1-minute video. This is nothing. This could be released in full for free if she wanted to actually help people. So once again, take in the good. Steep in and simmer what works and cherish all you love. Negativity bias is genetically inherent of surviving. So like, this is nothing that we don't already know. This is nothing. We have Kino who, looks, I guess, nice right here and throwing up the peace sign or, with the leg up. And then she's giving us some information in a watered down way that if we wanted to get, we could buy on Amazon from an author who does this really well. So Kino is probably the most influential person in yoga, and maybe I'll do a presentation on her content one day, but this is very empty, everybody. What if you're caught in the past, the act of rehashing those old stories assures that they will repeat themselves. All right. That's not helping. Once again, we have the list. We have the list right here. What the fuck? Some asana tips? Asana is not going to help you. Asana helps develop subtle body awareness and a routine and some discipline. Nothing else. So we have Kino. All right. Carrie is just like Kino. Dylan Werner. I mean, we all know Dylan Werner. Maybe you do. I mean, we have a bird right here. Perfect timing. So we have photos. Okay, here we go. Let's see about this revelation by Dylan. The ultimate path of yoga is to move past the witness of the self to realize we are more than the self, we are whole. There must be an I or ego to have the experience of realization. If we transcend the self. All right. This is not a message, everybody. This is fluff. This doesn't mean anything. This is not a path. This is nothing. This is literally fluff. This is emptiness. In the article I said I could read the totality of the top 250 posts for their lifetime, for the next 50 years of them posting. Read all their books, go to all the workshops, and I will be not much closer to enlightenment. I might be even further away to actual enlightenment, the synthesis of everything. And this is hard work. This goal of enlightenment and of a global revolution of consciousness and the dismantling of government because everyone's educated enough not to hurt each other is hard work. This isn't a game. This isn't fun. It requires real discipline, not the beach discipline, not the astonishing how many emotionally active statements you have made in this comment. Look, these are the comments. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? All right. So let's look at Hannah Haller. I have no idea who this is. Just another human's journey. Okay, we already know where this is going to go. Here it is. By the end of this trip, I'll have been gone. Okay, she's talking about traveling. We have, looks like recipes. Okay, we have some yoga. You know when you are harming self. Look at this. Look how badly. You know when you are harming self by staying. You are harming self. So now we have the jumps, the new age jumps in linguistics where the words start getting omitted. And the self, what self? The higher self? If there's a higher self, then there must be a lower self. And then how does the higher, there's, like I said, the philosophy's been puking on this shit for years, but people didn't really have the outlet to say this. All right, we have some girl on girl action right here. It's Virgo season. Okay, we have some, look at that. That has 15.1K likes, and this one over here has, you know. All right, so this looks like fluff. And now we have someone featured on the channel. We have some features. All right, so this is empty. So let's see what else we got. So I assume everyone on here, I can't imagine any of these people have anything to say. I mean, if we want to shit on Patrick Beach a little bit, we can. That's always fun. Handstand, okay. Marketing something, okay. Marketing content that we already have. We can get a free trial to Allo Moves and rip right here. See this right here, everybody? Vimeo video downloader. Look at this. You go to allomoves.com, get the free trial, download everything for free. Thank me later. Ohmstars.com, Keenan McGregor, whatever you need. Welcome to the dark web. All right. Okay, nothing. There's nothing. Nothing's. Let's do a couple more scrolls. Let's do a random. Right here, Hannah Laser. Let's see what's going on. Hannah, Hanane. Okay, it looks like do it again. Okay, she's writing song. This is cool. I can get down with this. We can get down with this. We have some creativity. All right. Hanane Lazar is creating something, creating some music. I can give props to that, man. Like, that's pretty cool. Same with Dylan Werner. He plays the, I forgot their name. He plays the little drum things, Indian drum percussion instrument. That's pretty cool. But so this is just photos. It looks like this is just photos. Once again, nothing. Just photos. Just aesthetics. Aesthetic. Let's do another scroll. Chess. Okay, we have a guy now. The Bastard Yogi. Okay, this looks promising. We might get something here, everybody. Self-proclaimed digital hoe. All right, here we go. If you could achieve your flexibility goals. So this looks like a parody account. This looks like a comedy account. So, okay. Comedy. I mean, I guess this is nice. I guess this is outside the box. This is more creative than anyone else we've seen. So we can give the Bastard Yogi a little bit of props, but still, like I said, we moving toward consciousness. I mean, not really. I mean, he seems really nice. He seems cool. Like he's, I'm sure fun to hang out with. But like I said, this isn't who we need. One more. Aerial Delights. Okay, this is going to be a dud. I mean, I couldn't even look. We can't even look through here and find someone that. Maybe Henry wins. He says he's a scientist. Okay, Henry Winslow. I have 49 people who are on my page follow him. All right. He's on OhmStars. All right. Remember, everybody, Vimeo video downloader. Okay. Asana stuff. Okay. Fluff. This is all just marketing. This is all just telling us to go check something out and use the code to get 20% off. Trump is out. Okay, here we go. Now, okay, we did it, America. Okay, once again, everybody, stuck in the Hegelian dialectic of politics. Joe Biden, Donald Trump, mother and father, control and not control. Drones killing people, more drones killing people. Police arresting people for drugs, police arresting people for drugs. Nothing changes. Same person, different, same results, different person. If you are getting caught up still in the Joe Biden world, in the Donald Trump world, in the political world, you have not realized government is slavery. Government is slavery. The solutions I am about to present are to create a world where we are living in a non-violent state first, and if on a physical level toward humans, animals, and the earth. Then we can move to an emotional level where we stop attacking people. Then we can start to cultivate abundance for everybody in the world. Government cannot do that. Government doesn't create anything. Government only controls. The education of every single human being is the only solution to prevent suffering. If you want to talk about being a vegan and talk in slaughterhouses, be my guest. But, and this is the big but, you promote suffering every single time you support a politician. The system, 250 million people died in the 20th century from something called democide, which is government, innocent people dying by the hands of government. 250 million people. Do you think if we lived in an anarchist world that we could, where everyone was trying to educate each other and there weren't any crazy factions and militias being built, that we could have killed 250 million people? I'd be surprised if a million even got killed. Not even 250 million. Now we have nuclear bombs and AI and drones and China and Russia and fucking America and Europe going crazy. Yeah, let's get to work. All right, Henry wins. Let's see 4 years from now what the fuck happened. Yeah, let's see, Henry. All right. Big sigh of the relief from the planet as well. Thank you. Thank you, more. Yeah, hearts everywhere, everybody. All right, I should go through this whole thing one day. I just shit on everybody, man. I mean, like I said, I'm not seeing anything. And all right, so let's talk about the people who are. I mean, before I'm not trying to be a hater because there's a lot of people who are doing good. So let's talk about the people who are doing good. I would say that yogasynergy.com. Simon Borg-Olivier, everybody, right here. Right here. If you want some good knowledge on asana, Simon Borg-Olivier will give you knowledge that isn't bullshit. Because just doing asana, doing traditional asana practice, is not going to give you the leg strength, the pulling strength, and the throwing explosiveness and speed that you need to be a complete physical human being. It's absolutely, there's no way to get that. And Simon does a lot of things differently, and he has this thing, and we'll just talk about it right now, that stretching is counterproductive. Whenever you're feeling a hardcore stretch, you are being counterproductive because let's imagine a garden hose, right? We take a garden hose and we put it like this. Well, we've made it more flexible, but we've constricted energy, information, and blood from moving. And it's so much more flexible. But if you do that enough times, it's going to break. The feeling of a stretch is one step away from pain. Pain is one step away from injury. And an injury is one step away from death. I don't function on lines that lead to death. And Simon doesn't either. So Simon is super cool. He's got a bunch of online classes, he has his Instagram right here. Shout out to Simon. This is Yoga Synergy. Shout out to Simon for following me. You know, when someone follows you, man, you're like, oh shit. Like Adam Keane and Simon, they follow me, and I was like, oh shit, man. Like, it feels like butterflies. You feel like a kid, like when someone cool follows you back. And that's what's so funny about Instagram. Like, you get lost. It's so weird, like how easy. Like, why does that make me feel good? Like, that shouldn't matter. So anyway, yeah, there's Simon Borg. Then there's Matthew Sweeney. Let's see, Yoga Temple. He's got a bunch of great content. He has a book that I would recommend. Right here, everybody, check this book out right here on and loveyogaanatomy.com's got some great content. Stu Gerling puts a bunch of great stuff out. The relationship between asana and yoga, everybody. Check this out right here. Free PDF. This will blow your mind. Right here. No one even knows about this. Maybe you do, but he also has a book called Vinyasa Krama where he does poses for he has sequences for Ashtanga moon days to help alleviate the high pressure of Ashtanga. Yeah, here's my LSD and yoga guide, everybody. Check that out if you're interested. Anyway, yeah, I mean, that's it. I mean, let me think of some people. Gregor Molly. Eight Limbs, great blog, great books. I would recommend his books. All of his books. Anything you can get by this guy, Sacred Sounds. Okay, I don't know about that, but yes, all of this right here, all three of his Pranayama Samadhi yoga meditation book, his intermediate series book, and his primary series book, fucking fire. Go check it out, everybody. I mean, this is required information. Okay, so moving on. And let me think if I can shout out any more people before we move on, because we just needed a little musical interlude. If you've made it this far, Ghostman, everybody. Kali Yuga, look at that, Kali Yuga. I don't know how much that has to do with Kali Yuga, but I think it does because it's the darkness. All right, so moving on, everybody. So I just dismantled for 20 minutes all the influencers, basically, and provided some solutions for everybody. So let's talk about solutions, everybody. We'll just stay right here. So these are the solutions that I would say are the grassroots solutions for real and positive change. Because I don't want to be talking shit here and be like just bagging on people and not telling everyone what we can do, right? So I'll just read them off, then we'll go over them in a little detail. Heal worldview, change quality of attention, develop true present momentary awareness, change diet, detach from monetary system, non-supportive dominators, develop mindfulness, use of entheogens in conscious context, positive thinking, help others to awaken. So let's talk about these solutions. Heal worldviews. So a lot of people are very negative, man. People are so negative. If you say, like, I want to change the world, I want to cause a global yoga revolution, they're like, you can't do that. People are always going to be bad. You'll never change things, man. And that is inherently the axiomatic flaw with most people, and why most people never do anything. Why they never research this stuff, because they don't think they can become enlightened and the world can become enlightened. It's such a sad cycle. And as in the article, it says, we've been a part of cycles of abuse for too long and forgot the playful nature of the universe and the light we can manifest. So healing the worldview is very important. And for all of these solutions, I'm going to have a multiple article/video series for each one of these in probably the coming months. I want to cover these ad infinitum so that when someone says anything about solutions or wants to talk shit, I'll be like, I have the solutions. Are you doing any of these, or do you think there are other solutions? Do you want to tell me that the yoga community is doing something right now that's positive, other than helping people move their body more? Thank you. People are exercising. That's great. That shouldn't be that hard, but it is. Let's see if we can. There we are. Change quality of attention. So to perform all the 5 steps listed above, you are going to have a very high attention span to sit and read Schelling and Hegel and Nietzsche, to sit and keep a consistent meditation practice, to spend that time in nature, to the dedication to helping others is going to require that your attention gets deeper to everything, not just to books, but to reality in and of itself, to be able to see these things that are going on. Why am I the only person that has performed an analysis on these people? They've been running around like chickens with their heads cut off since 2014. So, and I use the analogy of a professional athlete, because a professional athlete, they make every single decision they make, unless they're uber talented, is based off of their sport. If they sit down and are having a meal, they're going to think, I shouldn't eat these sweets because I have a big game tomorrow. But we don't think like that. We don't think that we should monitor our friends and our relationships and our output because it may be affecting us. So there is changing the quality of attention. So now develop true present moment awareness. And the yoga community's got this kind of down, that and this is a list for also my writing website, consciouswriterstribe.com, where, or Instagram page. And these are just solutions for everybody. And so Yogi's got this down, but one of the things is that Dhanarana becomes before Dhyana. And Dhyana is the mindfulness meditation we all have learned. Focus on the breath, focus on an emotion, focus on nothing. But classical yogis would say that if you haven't mastered dhanarana, which is otherwise known as chakra meditation, where you can sit in a lotus position, which you learn from a consistent asana practice, perform minute inhales and minute exhales while engaging the bandhas and imagining Sushumna energy coming up and activating the chakras up and down, that you are not ready for samadhi or mindfulness meditation yet. Are you doing that right now? Because the argument is that, and which I believe, and the same with drugs, that if you just meditate, you become more of who you are. Yes, you are probably going to fix some character flaws and become less angry. You're not going to be as big of an asshole. But you are going to continue to not gather any information out from the ether, because while engaging in heavy concentration, chakra meditation, you are able to access stuff that doesn't exist. When floating in the womb of reality, you are not going to be able to make those huge behavioral changes. And learning to concentrate very hard will help you make those. So the change in diet, and once again, the yoga community may have this down, but they really don't, because there is a huge dogma war with the vegans. The vegans and the meat eaters are in constant clashes over non-issues. Right now, the number one issue is slaughterhouses and animals being hurt in unethical, like highly unethical ways. And you could say, well, every death is unethical. But first, why don't we focus on ending slaughterhouses instead of shaming people for eating meat, even if they've hunted it or done something like that? We should focus on cultivating local farms and hunting for the meat eaters, and then ending agricultural farming for the vegans, because people don't realize that modern farming kills millions, if not tens of millions of animals every year when they're crop dusting, when they're getting processing all the crop. My parents live in Wyoming, and they have a friend that owns a huge farm. And I've been out there after they've harvested with the crop duster. I would say at least I saw 100 dead rabbits out there. 100 dead rabbits to get whatever yield. And just where I saw, there was dead animals, dead rodents, dead coyotes somewhere. Someone told me there was some coyote out there that had gotten killed, because these, they do it all at once, and these animals have nowhere to go. So these huge projects kill and hurt the environment. So coming together, and even deeper than that, people haven't realized yet that a vegan diet is not for everybody. Some people's ancestral lineage does not go well with a vegan diet. Some people's ancestral lineage does not go well with eating meat. So that is something where we need to, help mend the gap for everybody, because a poor diet reduces the energy and clarity available for someone to get the train going, to have that energy to sit down and do all of these things. Another one that doesn't really get mentioned very often, of course, from the influencers, that is detaching from the monetary system. And yoga is a multi-billion-dollar organization, and the corporations have seeped into everything. Even beginners or who have 100 followers are affiliate marketing CBD to people. It's created a whole culture of just money, retreats, do this, do that. And it's sad, because all these beginning yogis who get sucked into it, and then all the corporate yoga studios that are around, are a huge problem, because yoga can be free. Every single person, one of those people we saw, could release everything they have for free within a month. Everything they know, they could just record the shit out of it. They could run tax-free studios. They could run donation-based studios based off of money and not pay the government, tax money, because the government fucking kills people. I don't know if you realize, but the American government is engaged in wars all around the world that kill innocent people. And government is slavery. Taxation is theft. Yes, I am one of those people, everybody, because the end of taxation is you being killed or ending up in a jail cell, which is a violation of your personal autonomy. You should be charitable. You should help people. But if you don't pay taxes, they will come to your house and seize your property. And if you resist, you will be shot or arrested and raped, maybe in prison. So the advocation of taxes is advocating for death and maybe rape for some people. That's a very harsh thing to say. Trigger warning, but it is a sad reality that, once again, we need to figure out how to create a charitable world without government. The non-supportive dominators. The obedience of hierarchy still plagues yoga. And I've gone over this a lot in my Guru Free series, and we'll keep this kind of short and sweet here, but this is a great paragraph, I feel like. 2,000 years of yogis reaching enlightenment did nothing to end the caste system. It did nothing to end the suffering in India. Millions of people maybe became enlightened, but in the long run, it did nothing for the community at large. Booms. Use of entheogens in a conscious context is a solution. Use psychedelics appropriately. I just released a post on yoga and LSD yesterday for anybody interested in that. Positive thinking. This ties into worldview healing. Once momentum starts to build in the movement, positive thinking will enable huge intuitive and imaginative leaps to occur in the minds of those tapped into the universal flow. So then we have help others awaken. And that's where everyone's falling short, is that we need to help others awaken. No matter who you are, no matter where you're at, we need to make it happen. We need to pressure the influencers. We need to start making our own media companies. We need to start going off to our personal websites and getting in the faces of beginning yogis and telling them how to actually help themselves. Because what they're doing now is just a continuation of the same cycle, but they just feel a little bit better. Their bodies feel better after doing samasana. So that is the solution section. I am going to go over this a lot more, but I just wanted to include that. Then I have the methods of manipulation section, but I'm not going to do that right now, but I'll just read them off. I just wanted to include that because a lot of these are prevalent in the yoga community. Obfuscation, worldview poisoning, primal fears, divide and conquer, indoctrination, controlled opposition, financial system, control of mass media, food and medicine, illusion of time, the DHR factor, religion/binding, subversive symbolism, and chaos sorcery. These are all things that the yoga corporations and influencers are doing to us, and even larger than that, governments are doing to us. So everybody, if you made it through this, comment down below what you think. Hit me up. Let's get some action going. Send me whatever you got, man. If you got some fire fucking content, if you have some content like this that's a little bit obscure, a little bit weird, I will post it on SavvyZen.com anytime you want. Anything you need, I got you. Any marketing you need on Instagram, if you don't want it, I will post for you. No matter what, I got you. So have a great day, everybody. Stay creative. Keep looking for the solutions. Don't let your worldview be poisoned. And let's become bots ourselves. That's the solution. We need to amass an army of human bots that will elevate the right people, man, and start attacking the wrong people. We need to go on the attack. Because these people, man, everyone I just showed you, they're just conforming to what the market wants. And if we change the market, then they will change. And then suddenly they're going to be on the right side. But until then, my name is Ian Kadanak, and let's watch a music video. Yeah, let's watch another video to end this.